Live and learn, trial and error. That's what this channel is about. I'm not a farmer. I bought a tree farm. I do hunt, so should know some. Hey y'all, it's Joe with Dusty Pines. As you can see, I'm not out at the farm today. Here in the city, where I live on a regular basis. I work here in the city, and you know, it's where I make my money. But it's a rainy day out. I plan on going to the farm tomorrow, and I do plan on using the property to hunt on, as well as growing pine trees, and have a place for my family to go and enjoy the outdoors. So I just bought the place, and I don't have any deer feeders, so my wife saw that there were a couple on sale at Academy. They were cheap feeders, and I'm just looking for something for right now to put some corn on the ground and start feeding wildlife. I have been. Previous video you saw, we went out and put mineral block and attractants and corn out, and we have been getting pictures of deer and hogs, coyotes and birds, crows, and it's been a joy to watch. I figured I'd make a little video here today, putting together the deer feeders. I already have put together one. It will actually be those legs coming in 4 segments. That's only with 2 on it. It will be higher. The bottom of it will probably be about where the top is, maybe a little higher. So this is just a game winner from Academy. It's only 200 pounds, but I don't live far from the farm, so if it runs out and I notice the deer aren't coming, I can easily go up there and add a couple bags of corn. It's a kind of a all-in-one. It's got the hookups, or the holes pre-drilled for the solar panels, and that way you can run the wire inside the barrel. And I did get a solar panel. This is a Wild Game Innovation solar panel. Again, it's just a cheap solar panel for 6-volt battery. This is a 6-volt system. Where I hunt in South Texas, most of those that we use is 12-volt. But I figured this would be good for just to get us started, putting some corn on the ground for the deer. But I'll unbox it and get everything out, and then be back with you. Okay, so this is what we got here. We got the bottom section, top section, lid for it. It comes with a band with leg stands to hold the legs. It does have the timer in a box. The box is plastic, not a real big fan of that, but it does have a motor and a timer in it. Like I said, this will get us going. Got little mounting brackets for that. Got all the necessary hardware for the bucket, and necessary hardware for the timer and spinner and everything there. And then it's got some legs with little pads to go down. You can spike them down. The legs do have a chain that wrap around all 3 legs. And then here's the solar panel. Solar panel comes with this metal casing that goes over it, and the hardware to it. I did notice when I put the other one on that these these holes here to mount up to this spot here. These holes were closer than the hole, I'm sorry, they were further apart than the holes on the bracket, so I did have to drill extra holes on the bracket. I'll show you that. I put one in here and then moved the hole all over probably about 1/4 of an inch, and then as you can see, this goes in here. I did cut this in half, that way I'd have metal here. It wasn't long enough to go from here all the way down to here in one solid, so I cut it in half and put a section up there and then wire running through, and then a section from here going into here. As you can see, that's the spinner plate and the bracket all put together. This is the band that wraps around it and holds it. It's got a little lip here that sits on these little structural molding there. And this is all, I mean, just a wing nut with a hole that fits the bolt. So no real hand tools there. Little wing nuts down here to hold that on. The only thing is I needed a very small Allen wrench here, and the little stoppers on here. Takes a little screwdriver. I'm trying to think if I did anything else. I did end up cutting these little alligator clips off, because I'm going to put the little slip-ons, and then I'll have a little double connector on the battery, so you can hook the solar panel up and then hook the timer and all that up, timer and motor and all that up on one spot. So one thing to keep in mind is to line up this hole with the hole on the bottom here. I didn't do that the first time I assembled the first one, and I realized it after I got it almost completely together and went to go put on the solar panel. Make sure you line those up. So these just slide in. Wing that on and tighten it. Pretty much finger tight. Make sure it's good and snug, and it should be good. Then I'll flip it over once I get all these in, and we'll apply the ring. Alright, we got all the wing nuts put in. Now it's time to, I've got a bolt, a washer, and nut. I've got it set down on that lip. Now I'm just going to tighten it up. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the spinner box or timer box. Go ahead and attach that to the bottom. Put a couple of legs just to keep it off of this plastic box when we flip it over and attach the lid. Like I said, just has these little brackets here that are flimsy. Like I said, this is a cheap. It was regular $90 for a deer feeder, ready to go, just add a battery, and I got her 25% off. So I got them pretty cheap. Like I said, it's just something to put some corn on the ground for right now. eventually I talked to my younger brother, and we got some plans for some better feeders. But if I can get a year or two out of these at, you know, $70-something a piece, that'd be great. And I can get some, you know, 55-gallon metal drums, and I want to put a protein feeder out there as well. I'm gonna have a food plot, protein feeder, a couple of corn feeders. I may plant some clover on the roads, just to have extra for them to eat. Maybe like a little hidey hole food plot. But that would be about it. And so what I'm doing here, just so you can see, I'm out of frame there, but I put this bracket on, and it comes with these little wing bolts, and it's already got little threaded nuts set into the mold, and it just screws in there. Now, one thing that I want to do is make sure that this back grommet isn't the one where this hole here. That way when I mount it, the wire just comes from the bottom of the feeder and straight in there. So I got the lid on here. I'm gonna put the pin in, and I have a cotter pin that I'm just gonna sit in here and bend the ears over. Try to do this one-handed. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to though. I'll get back when it's done. Okay, got the cotter pin in. It does have a latch here, spring loaded, and it opens up and it's all good. All we got to do is start running the solar panel mounted here. Like I said, I'm going to drill that bracket out and make the holes wider so it'll mount here, and then run the wire through here. It'll go inside and then come out the bottom here and go in here, and then it'll connect to the battery. Alright, got the solar panel mounted up there, going in the grommet with this metal cover. Let's go over and through Another grommet down there. Comes out here, goes in here. Sorry. Got the timer. Game winner timer. There's the instructions hooked up. I did add some clips, some doubles here. Oh, focus. There we go. That way I can hook this up to the battery and then have the solar panel and the timer hooked up. And same thing on the positive side here. And all we need now is a battery, 6-volt battery, rechargeable battery, and some coin, and go set them out. So I did notice a part, and I didn't know what it was for. And because these kits didn't come with solar panels, I didn't know. It doesn't have any instructions on the solar panels. This is the part here. That is a universal mounting bracket for the solar panels. Live and learn. Trial and error. That's what this channel is about. I'm not a farmer. I bought a tree farm. I do hunt, so should know some. But anyways, that's what this is. But I figured it out a different way. Just drilled a hole. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look too terrible. It's just got an extra hole there. Doesn't look bad. Anyways, heading out there tomorrow. I'm gonna put some corn in these things. Set the timers, and maybe move a trail camera over by it. And maybe in this video I'll show you some of the trail pictures, trail camera pictures that we've been getting. I've got 9 hogs that are regularly coming in front of the trail cameras, and I've got a group of 3 does and 1 buck, and it looks like there's a bigger, more mature doe that's running around by herself. I've got a couple of pictures of her.